Now, the end of the day started when Yahweh was on the scene. But, much more, we are basically in the last seconds, man. Because we're on the verge of Yahweh coming back more than 2,200 years ago, roughly. You know what I'm saying? When he was on the earth, that started the end of days. But 2,000 plus years later, this is really the end of days, man. We are really actually anticipating, realistically, the return of the Most High Son. This is realistic. Okay, we're actually going through the Bible and mentioning the times that we're seeing that this world cannot go on anymore. You can look at it at any standpoint possible. Financial, okay, man, okay. May the Most High destroy him. Yeah, and he gonna get destroyed. Right, yeah. Exactly. Throw them bodies out. Bitch ass shit. Throw them bodies out. Tell a man fuck you to his face. When he can do something to you, you want to do.
Then we ain't up here preaching what Isaiah like, what Samar like, what you call like. Right. We're preaching. Yeah. How about you outside? So you saying fuck.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what he's saying. They gonna die, man. Yeah.
Well, they're gonna have to pay for that in the regeneration.
And we might
right. They in that generation now that they're gonna pay.
Hey, and the Lord might have, because the Lord is so cold. He might have us. He might for his what they ask, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I remember you. Back out, or they try to do something else. We defend ourselves. Every other word that we have shall be in that day, man.
People don't understand they gotta account for that.
Right. We ain't say nothing to this little fucking man. Yeah. All right.
Coming back from late drinking Judahite.
Yeah.
He does this cheap liquor talking.
Smoking Marlboro.
Smoking flock,
cheap
man.
liquor and cheap beer talking.
Yeah, that's it.
Cheap
Daniel chapter 12 and verse 13. But go thou thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of the day.
That's right, and we are in the end of the days right now. And Daniel is right now somewhere prophesying his ass off, man. Lord, you know what I'm saying? You know,
he's doing lots of videos.
He's doing a lot of videos
on the four beasts.
On the beast. On
Daniel 7.
Going back into Daniel. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's back here somewhere with a heavy light pushing this truth, man. And we know that for sure, man.
Having lots of dreams.
Yeah, it could very well be one of the elders, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets.
That's right.
But that's one of the coldest cuts to prove reincarnation, in my opinion, speaking of man in the Bible. Because go our way and rest, meaning you're going to go to sleep. You're going to sleep, and then you're going to stand.
In your lot.
In your lot. What you was made to do, what you was created to do, you did in that dispensation of time, you're going to be doing
right
at the end of the day.
What you was doing in the book of Daniel.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Getting revelations, getting you know what I'm saying? To visions from the Most High. You're gonna be doing that in these end days. You know what I'm saying? And Daniel somewhere, man. We very well might be. I know for sure we can at least watch the video from Daniel. You know what I'm saying? If we haven't met him, you know what I'm saying? You know he's the investor, right? No. Let's get
Hebrews 9, chapter 9, and verse 27. And as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this judgment.
That's right. So it's appointed once for you to die in your current body, but then it's judgment. Okay, so the cycle keeps going on. Once he's judged in the spiritual world, but death is judgment. But it said after you die, then you get judged. You know what I'm saying? That's talking about reincarnation. All right, you die, you go into the earth, and then you come back, and then after you die, you come back and you play out the judgment of what you did in that life. Because necessarily, it's not what you did in that past life that caused you to die. You know, look at King Solomon. All right, he died, and I mean not King Solomon.
Well, yeah, well you can say King Solomon.
You can say King Solomon.
Because he died in his old age.
Yeah. But then,
40 years of abuse.
right. But then he went on. You know,
But he paid that going off as a shot.
yeah.
He didn't pay for it right then.
Exactly. He didn't pay for it right then, but then he paid for it on the back end. The scriptures will tell you that as well. You know what I'm saying? Because Yahushua, he died first for his sins and then for ours. Yeah. So how do you explain that? If who you inwardly call Jesus Christ, when he walked the earth,
I thought he didn't sin.
I thought he didn't sin.
Right.
So why did he pay for his sins first?
See, you Christians are clowns, man, because why was he put to death? He didn't do nothing wrong, right?
Yeah.
The way he suffered that, you mean to tell me he suffered that brutal, torturous, excruciatingly painful life? Not just on the cross is bad enough, but a whole life he had to, you know what I'm saying, he was paying.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Couldn't do anything, you know, so he could have. But you know, he was paying for that past life.
Yep.
So what? I thought if you didn't sin, you was good, man.
Right. Especially being
The wages of sin is death, right?
Wages of sin is death. And if you didn't sin,
If you didn't sin, so why did you die?
Right.
Christians, you people are, oh my,
Y'all done.
Y'all, I'm surprised you even try anymore, really.
Hold around.
How the hell is that going up?
Yeah.
They have to eat.
Well, he ain't that strong.
It's Hebrews 9:27. And as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this the judgment. So Hamashiach was once offered to bear the sins of many, and unto them that look for him shall he appear the second time without sin until salvation. So he appeared the second time without sin, man.
That's right. Yep.
That same spirit coming back, man.
That's right. That's right. Let's get we ready to get let me get that.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there.
That's right. So, hey, under the sun, the earth, okay, is a place of judgment. So that backs up those previous scriptures that we that backs up those previous scriptures where we're talking about the place of judgment, where you're gonna be judged at. You're gonna be judged on the earth. So every time we talking about, every time we brought up the scriptures talking about judgment, okay, and you coming back and receiving judgment, it takes place on the earth. And how does and that links up with what the brother brought out. You go into the earth and you die, you come back. Yes, ma'am. I'll take the call you for. I don't know. I might.
I wouldn't be on camera. I just think
Thank you.
tell the truth. And unfortunately, many people ain't gonna listen.
Right. But I mean, you know, it's written that a lot of people are not going to listen. It's
Right.
only meant for a small few.
Yeah,
It's
but,
only-
and I want to tell y'all something. You know, my daughter-in-law, she just had a baby at the hospital, and one of the nurses came in, and this is something our people have to get over. Read the scriptures. The scattering to the four corners is in every nation. One of the nurses there, she knew who she was, and she looked like him. But she could her mother, she told me her mother told her that one of her aunts was colored. And so they could trace her lineage all the way back to Ghana, West Africa. And because of that mixing and interbreeding, she lost her coloring. But that girl knew who the creator was. Now I call him Yahuwah, and I call him Mashiach Yahusha. And you know, we differ on the but she knew who she was. And so, we were talking about, like the scripture said, you have to judge people not by the outward garment. The garment is your skin, but it's the spirit of the person, their fruit. And that girl knew that.
That's right.
So a lot of our people, I'm gonna tell you something. She had talked about this. They don't be ones in deaconesses and holy worker system who is not getting in because they cannot accept that, first of all, we didn't do our job. So I don't go around hating folks. I don't get mad at the white person. That we did this to ourselves. Do you understand? If I keep telling you something and you won't even keep the Shabbat. Do you understand?
Yeah, that's why we're in this predicament.
Now, that doesn't make null and void his plan of spreading it out to the nations, but we messed up. So my thing is this, is that a lot of our people, they are so stuck on this package that they don't get. We went everywhere. I mean, when you really sit down and do your due diligence to research, them curses took us everywhere. And I'm going to tell you something else. My daughter-in-law, she's Chinese. She's not Chinese. She is considered an undesirable by her nation. She's dark-skinned. She's built. Now, hold up. She's built like a sister. She looked like an anime. I call her China doll. She had my second granddaughter. And when I talked to her, my son brought her over. Her ways of her people, her parents are farmers. We were a farming nation. We were wealthy because if you have the land, you have the wealth. The dummies sitting over here don't understand that. So when I talked to her about their ways of her people in that village match up to scripture. You're not going to tell me that girl ain't somewhere in the mix from us. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Look at that woman real fast, because you can tell our people by their spirit. We were just going into basically your spirit is the same spirit that the Most High created from the beginning of the earth. If you were created an Israelite, no matter what.
Now, you know what though? Yes. Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Reincarnation,
Please
whatever.
don't put me on YouTube.
No, you're right.
Okay.
I mean,
don't do that. No, please don't do that. Don't put me on YouTube.
The Lord created the Israelites and the spirits of the Israelites, and no matter, like you said, we through the curses, we were spread to the four corners of the earth through every nation. So just because you have an outer shell that looks like a certain nation,
it's the spirit.
Is that of an Israelite. That's what makes you.
Now I'm gonna tell y'all something. Two more things I got to say. Two more things I got to say. The Most High gives everybody spiritual gifts. One that He has given me, and it's not because when He gave it to me, I was kind of shocked. I get down in these scriptures and break down the proper translation. So, I just transcribe it. Like, I don't do that.
Okay,
Listen, I got 3 sons, 26, 25, and 7-year-old. I got two grandsons now. I got a brother. I got all men.
Okay.
So, baby, you ain't got I'm very pro-male, okay? Now, here's the thing. I believe that when it talks about put the blood on the doorpost, that is a mistranslation, and they did an hour. It took me hours to look this up. The blood on the doorpost. The doorpost in your body is your living. So what the Most High was telling His people was, you didn't eat this on earth, it's appetite. And when you set the proper has all types of ways our people healthy. Oh, I believe we were in Egypt, but let me get to that. What I'm saying is this. The scriptures are written in Egypt. So I do believe that, but in a very practical health way, because hyssop is one of the herbs mentioned in the scripture. Yes, it's cleansing. It removes sin from the body. So a lot of the things, in other words, what I'm saying is the Most Most High takes care of the physical, the spiritual, and the mental. Is what I'm trying to say.
You just said it because look though, that actually happened.
Yes,
That was a
no, I
physical-
believe right because it was a
spiritual
connotation, yes, because it pointed to Mashiach.
Exactly.
The last thing I'm gonna say.
Let me bring this out for you. Because you were speaking about the Israelite foreigners, that's what we call. How we were scattered into all other
Yeah,
nations.
we're everywhere.
And
Like if you
and like
really
said,
look,
you know
we're
we
everywhere.
Because look, you see this
We're,
brother.
I see black Mexicans,
Yeah, exactly.
and they're dark.
You see this brother right here, because that's what we believe too. This is Romans chapter 8 and verse 16. The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High.
That's right. So anybody they are somewhat humble, they subscribe to the words that are in the Bible. That's what we say. Look,
Right.
they believe
It's the Most
what's in
High's
the Bible.
words. It's obedience. It's humbleness. Yes. Now, here's the other thing. This, first of all, COVID ain't no virus. It's a damn plague. I'm so tired of people calling it a virus. Please stop lying to yourself, okay? Secondly, you know, all this boom of technology, what I wish our people would get, and a lot of people, they didn't all just say, just go, start being technological now. These folks know who we are.
Yeah, they do.
They planned this because they knew the people who's not going back to these jobs is our people.
Yeah.
So now you got to have something to replace your slaves.
Yeah.
Hence the boom of technology. Let's just get it straight. Okay. The second thing that I never hear none of our people talk about, and I don't care if y'all don't believe me, it's right in that book, coded, there are other preachers running around. I said it. There's reptilian, there's dwarves, there's hobbits, there's orcs, there's elven. It's all in there.
The thing is, the Lord only made 4 types of skin. So basically, you have human, well, not skin, but 4 types. Basically, he made beasts. He made humans, he made birds, he made the animals and fish. Those are the
Okay,
4.
well, who are the fish? The fish are the bird